Top of the morning to you. Thank you so much for tuning in and thank you for joining us on another great and amazing edition of Perspectives Unlimited for today on 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. Great morning to you. Hope you're doing well, and we wish you a pleasant and amazing week as you step out today to, search for daily bread, to make ends meet, to put food on your table, and of course, to fulfill purpose in life. We pray that all that you have in mind, all your expectation will work for you, and your expectation will not be caught short, because God is on your side. Remember to look up to God for all that you need all the time. All right, that's where your help can come from, not from man, not from the government, not from anybody, but your help. All of our help will come from God. And when you put that at the back of your mind, or maybe in front of your mind, really, it will help you channel your prayers, your word, your cause in the right direction. Again, our expectations will not be cut short. Amen. My name is Ayo Emmanuel-Ojo. We'll pray again that this week will be a blessed one for all of us. Very quickly, let's take you through the top stories in Nigeria for the day. This is Perspectives Unlimited, where we share perspectives, stories from the dailies, happenings in Nigeria, stories making the rounds across major dailies in the nation. Today is Monday, the 25th of August, 2025. In the studio this morning, we have The Punch, we have The Guardian, and for the very first time, we will be reading from this day newspaper. From the three of them, let's take you through Nigeria in the next 3 minutes. All right, we start with The Punch on page 44. PDP NEC gets zoning report today amid convention crisis. It's on page 44. And on the same page, locals beg federal government to assure Ondo federal road crumble. Now moving on to page 9. Yoruba leaders push for Makinde Adeleke's intervention in Alafi Oni conflict. That story is on page 9 on The Punch. Moving on to the major headline on the front page of The Punch for today. Sick and stranded. Presidential order fails to curb the soaring drug prices. The writer says essential medicine still unaffordable despite tax waivers. Pharmacies struggle amid weak naira. The story is on page 2. And on page 8 of The Punch, federal government shot 22 illegal tertiary institutions. On page 4 and 5, pregnancy faking widow nabbed with cocaine in Lagos State. On page 27 of The Punch, federal government begins phase 2 of 12,000 megawatt Siemens power project. It's on page 27 of The Punch this morning. Now we move on to The Guardian. On page 3, U.S. Obasanjo flay judiciary over perceived graft. On page 3, El Rufai opposition leaders collapse Kaduna SDP into ADC. On page 4, LNNG seals pact with gas suppliers to aid production expansion. It's on page 4. On page 6 of The Guardian, Malema, Africa's future dependent on political economy in Nigeria, South Africa. The story is on page 6. Africa's future dependent on political economy in Nigeria, South Africa. On page 6, coalition ADC warns of looming security collapse, urged Tinubu to act. On page 6. And on page 29, NNPC deducts 235.6 billion naira in 7 months for oil set in North Frontier Basin. And on page 6, Yoruba elders appeal to Oni Alafi to end rift. On page 29, federal government 1 trillion naira needed yearly to sustain school feeding program. On page 29, 1 trillion naira yearly. And finally, we still have 2 more stories there. On page 5, NMA Lagos threatens solidarity strike over unpaid salaries, welfare. On page 29, Benue Speaker resigns 48 hours after suspending 4 lawmakers. And finally, on The Guardian, RAMF under fire over upward review of politicians' remuneration. RMAFC under fire over upward review of politicians' remuneration. It's on page 4 this morning. Now let's move on to this day newspaper. FAAC reconciliation, NNPCL, FIRS orders remit 1.49 trillion naira arrears to Federation in 6 months. No agreement on $78.2 million and 6.7 trillion naira outstanding payment yet. Alausa least achievement says 120 billion naira approved for technical education, 80 billion naira for Unity Schools upgrade. Still on this day, the major story here says Atiku Abubakar ADC leading potent coalition will shock the world in 2027. And finally, recapitalization, premium trust scale, CBN's 200 billion naira minimum capital threshold for national commercial banks. All of the stories across the 3 dailies this morning were read from The Punch, The Guardian, and This Day. We will be right back. All right, you're welcome back to the program. This is Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio and your state #1 family radio station. We're broadcasting live from Wells Broadcasting House along Alafi Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan, the capital of your state. Once again, we say thank you for tuning in and thank you for joining us on the program for today. You can watch us live on our Facebook page, facebook.com/Wells Radio 893 FM fan page. Just search for Wells Radio 893 FM fan page on Facebook. Like, share, and drop your perspective, your comment. And when it's time on the show, the studio lines will be, open for you to call us in and share your own thought, perspective to nation building in Nigeria. Once again, good morning to you. With me in the studio this morning to go through the dailies together, Chukwemeka Munachiso. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Ayo.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm okay, by the special grace of God.
And how was your weekend?
My weekend was fine. My church had their anniversary, 25th year anniversary, and the title Gratitude.
Wow.
Just
like Henry said, you didn't invite us to come and
it
eat.
Was not, these days invitations are no longer. It doesn't feel anyhow again. Because I went to one event 2 weeks ago, and as I go, I was invited anyway, As I got to the gate, I saw one fierce-looking young man with a list.
Oh, wow.
You have to prove that your name is on the list before you enter.
No more gate crashing. No more. My friend is celebrating.
I was surprised.
Yes, you need to be an invitation.
People cannot just walk in and
because it's now more expensive to feed. So you have to be sure that the right people, that should not like the right people really, because if you didn't invite the people invited should be there. In fact, I spoke with a caterer some times ago that meals at parties had reduced to 2 scoops of jollof rice, 1 fried rice, and maybe 1 beef, 1 protein share, either fish or beef. Now the caterer said even the scoop, they've also been able to find a way around it. That the scoops are smaller.
I was surprised.
All right. So if your spoon is a spoonful, that's the normal tablespoon.
Yes.
You will find like 4 tablespoons in 1 scoop. Right. And so when you
4 tablespoons
in 1 scoop, so when you get 4 tablespoons in 1 scoop, 2 scoops of jollof rice, 1 fried rice, you're still not full.
So I was the guy was looking at the list, and he was about to to get my own was whether 200 and something.
Wow.
The host now saw me at the gate and ran inside. I ran outside and said, no.
Let him in.
His name is there. It's unfortunate that we have come to this level.
Well, it is what it is. We're just trusting God to help us. Yeah. Because again, parties are like the lifeline.
Yes, I remember those
that
days.
Used to be the place.
Yeah, those days I was in Lagos as a bachelor. Every weekend we don't cook. Because there are places you go to. Just sit down, they will come and ask you, what do you want? You don't even know what they're celebrating.
Not anymore. Yeah? Not anymore. It is well. Let's go through the dailies, and let's start with this one. It's quite pressing, concerning, especially for those who are, on the older side. They need some form of medication, whether we like it or not. Sick and stranded, presidential order fails to curb the soaring drug prices in Nigeria. Despite President Bola Tinubu's executive order in June 2024 aimed at reducing drug costs by abolishing tariff, excise duties, and value-added tax on pharmaceutical machineries and raw material, Nigeria continued to battle medication prices on the rise. The intended policy, designed to ease the financial burden on patients, remains largely unenforced, leading to no relief for consumers and manufacturers. The Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Mohammed Pate, on the 28th of June 2024 announced on X that President Bola Tinubu signed an executive order aiming to increase local production of healthcare products. Pate noted that the order introduces zero tariff, excise duty on VAT, no specified machinery, equipment, and raw materials, aiming to reduce production costs and enhance our local manufacturers' competitiveness. All right. And then a release issued by the Nigerian Customs in March 2025 stated that the agency had commenced the implementation of that executive order. However, new data further show that drug prices in Nigeria have surged alarmingly despite government promises of relief. For most Nigerians, relief remains painfully out of reach. Instead, dropping many essential medicines have climbed between 30% and 100% in just 14 months. The cheapest of them all that we used to know while growing up, some of these vitamins, they are equally on the rise right now. Even the common paracetamol to take as first aid for headache until you probably see a medical doctor is also on the rise right now. Chukwemeka, let's look at this. Irrespective of the presidential order, nothing is changing. Excise duty, VAT, and all of these things taken off, but it is still not changing. It reminds me of this song by Sonny Okosu, Which Way Nigeria? And I'm just wondering, if the president has taken all of this off and the prices still remain, where do we go from here?
The issue is not the president taking all of these things off. Executive directives don't work again in our country because the standard of leadership has drastically fallen to a ridiculous level. The aura around the office of the president is no longer there. It is not. I remember those days when you hear the president said, but now, we just like we talk about standard a fall in the standard of education, fall in the standard of there's a drastic fall in the standard of everything we hold here in this country. You see, Ayo, I remember those days when you hear president said, everybody will stand at attention. But because the standard has fallen ridiculously to a abysmal level, nobody takes anything coming from the presidency or from the president as something they should stand up and work for. Remember, it happened so many times during Buhari's regime. I remember vividly when there was a massacre in Benue State. He gave a directive that the then IGP should go to Benue. The man didn't even go anywhere. And so many things like that, just to tell you that they have demystified the office of the president. That they feel that, anybody can be a president of a country called Nigeria. So whatever that is coming from that angle, nobody takes it as serious again. Because, but let's look at the consequences of this. We have fake drugs and fake consumables all over the place. And Ayo, did you notice, have you noticed that a lot of young men are coming down with kidney problem? Because of what they consume, because of fake drugs all over the place. And when the price of drugs are very high, chances are that those who clone medicine will go to work because they know that people are desperate to put something in their mouth in the name that they want to get well. So they put so many things. And a lot of people that are into this, people who are not even in the know about herbs, will come up with their own. That's why we have a lot of social media consultants. If you go to social media, you hear a lot of people telling you that if you have this back pain, go and look for lizard egg. Go and look for this leaf, mix it together. And people are trying these things, and people are dying. I said it on one of our platforms that a young man listened to some of these social media consultants and did exactly what he was told to do. He couldn't sleep. And he put the family in a big problem. Because the young man couldn't sleep. It was when they were taking him from hospital to hospital that the parents now sat down and said, what did you really do?
What did you
happened
do to yourself?
He now opened up. Social media consultants. What happened? And look, the life of Nigerians are at stake. Because we know that the Naira has been devalued. And the price of drugs have gone high. And people are looking for alternatives because they must stay alive. I keep saying it, there are certain things that government ought not to touch. When it comes to food, when it comes to medicine, when it comes to education, when it comes to security, you don't touch any of this. You pay close attention to some of these things. But here in Nigeria, everything is left just like that. And people are paying heavy price. Go and check the number of young men coming down with kidney problem. You'll be shocked. And this is not the right time to get sick. I pray that people shouldn't get sick, because if you get sick right now, go to hospital. Even go to any pharmaceutical outlet. Ask them to give you a drug. You will see the amount they will call for you.
Absolutely.
You begin to wonder, if you take this medicine, it's not even a guarantee that you get well.
That you're going to get well. Let's look at some of the drugs mentioned here. The impact is particularly stacked with chronic, disease patients. Insulin, for instance, rose by 29% from 14,000 naira in June to 18,000 naira in August 2025, while glucometer spiked 41% from 20,500 naira to 29,000 naira. For hypertension patient, metformin increased by 30%, moving from 500 naira to 650, and some other medication, from 32,800 naira to 60,000 naira. Let's talk about the popular ones now in malaria. Malaria treatments have also doubled. Some brands were mentioned here with the prices jumping 124% from 3,800 to 8,500. Some other malaria medication, injection in particular, from 1,600 naira to 2,500 naira, and so on and so on. So even malaria, is on the rise. And now stakeholders attributed the persistent drug price hike on the non-implementation or slow out of executive order, coupled with Nigeria's heavy reliance on import high foreign exchange rate.
That is it.
Is this Is this policy even being implemented at the moment? I know the custom says they're already, looking into that, but it reminds me of the local government autonomy, which we're still battling with.
Going back to what I just told you,
month thereafter. Yeah.
Going back to what I just told you, that presidential directives are not obeyed because they have demystified that office. So whatever the president is saying is not what people they are doing. Gone are the days where a president will open his mouth and say something, and people will obey it immediately. You will see immediate reaction to it. Not these days, because they feel that go ahead and do what you want to do. Nothing will happen. Nothing will happen. Imagine custom licensing agency from 150,000 naira to 10 million. From 150,000 to 10 million for people in bringing things into this country. So who will bear the brunt? The people, the end users. So it's just like drugs. How many drugs are we been producing in Nigeria? Some of them are coming from India.
Is that also a factor to
It's a factor to it. The valuation of the national currency will affect the import, will affect what people are paying. It will. Because these are reckless policies that are put in place. They keep telling us that they are seeing the fruit. Where is the fruit of these policies? I was asking on Saturday, the meaning of reform, as I know it, is that reform is to bring life, inject life into something, make something workable in a way that the citizens will benefit. But the reforms is not euphemism for deformity in Nigeria. Everything has been deformed in the name of reform. What are we reforming? We are reforming something, and people are crying, and people are roasting in poverty, roasting in so many things. And look at health. People cannot. If you are sick right now, only God will help you. Imagine something as low as a headache. Paracetamol.
Paracetamol is now on the high side.
Yes, you know that malaria is one of the ailments we have in Nigeria. Why can't you make the drug affordable for people? You still hijacked it. You see, jacked up the price. So you want people to die? That is the thing. And tomorrow we say reforms are bearing fruit. Where is the fruit of the reform? I keep asking. I didn't see any fruit.
All right. While there is optimism that the comprehensive implementation of the executive order will eventually drive costs down, patients battling with chronic illness remain frustrated. Now, the chairman of Diabetes Association of Nigeria, Lagos State Chapter, Abdul Wahab Dauda, emphatically said diabetes drugs were not dropping in prices. Some people, he said, who used to give us free medications have now reduced the quantities of drugs they give to us. The economy is biting hard on diabetes patients. Our drugs are costly. Many of us are struggling to afford our drugs. We're yet to see the effect of the executive order. Last year, we wrote to the Ministry of Health and Social Welfare about the high price of insulin, but to date, the price of insulin has not come down. Insulin is sold at 20,000 naira now. You will only be lucky to see it at 18,000 naira in some places.
I want to call your attention to something, Ayo. Remember last year, there was executive order. There will be food imports. I don't know whether you remember. They will open. Did it work? Till today, has there been any action on that? There's nothing. And don't forget also that Trump he cut down as U.S. aid to most of the countries of the world. It can also affect some of this because I read of one country, some of the drugs they were getting from America, they couldn't get it again because of the cut in U.S. aid.
Very true. All right, that's a big one this morning on the Punch newspaper in Nigeria. Sick and stranded presidential order fails to curb the soaring drug prices in the nation. Let's talk about this big story in Nigeria. And I would like to hear from people, especially if you are looking for a better word now. If you are directly affected, by this price, maybe there's a particular ailment that you're treating, and the cost of treating that has increased maybe by 200%, 100, 120, depending. I would like you to share with us. I know on Radio Clinic with Kemisola Williams, there's a particular sponsor that helped in giving out some cash to people to help them get medication, and it should shock you the number of people that call into that show to want to benefit from that amount of money. I think 3,000 naira thereabout, which used to conveniently buy some malaria medication, but maybe not at the moment. Let's take our first call this morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
Ma'am, I'm calling from Odogai.
Good morning, Miriam. Talk to us.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You have the truth, the cost of job is on the high side, and it's really affecting many Nigerians. And I believe that this current administration only came to worsen things up for us. And the economic policies affecting not only business owners, but also individuals. We really cannot continue like this. I want to invite them to please come to our aid and find the lasting solution for the problems we are battling with. Imagine cost of paracetamol is on the high side. Ordinary headache. So yeah, we come among them. So tell they should come to our aid. We cannot continue like this. But I pray the Lord will lead them right, because I know that the whole thing, we do not have more knowledge about it. So the Lord will lead them right. Thank you.
Amen. Thank you. Thank you so much, Miriam, for calling us. Let's talk about herbal therapy, where herbal therapy comes in here. Because, and I know you've said it over and over, if we go to some of our joints, maybe under the bridge and the likes, you see a lot of people even consuming herbs
Hello, good morning, sir.
in the morning. Good morning to you.
Yes, Ruth calling from Alakia.
Good morning, Ruth from Alakia. Thank you for calling us.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. The high rate in this drug price is not really getting to worrisome. And needs urgent intervention from the government. Because their so-called unworkable policies and hiking tax keeps affecting so many businesses. Imagine a common paracetamol that we used to buy for 15 naira. It's not to 15 naira. Not even talk of those people on daily drugs every day. This is really bad. I use eye drop. I do buy it at the rate of 1.5. Now it's 3.5.
Wow.
Yes, it is very bad. And I need to be using it every month.
Every month.
And the yeast drop too. I used to buy it at the rate of 1,000 naira. Now it's sold at 3,000 naira per sachet. So imagine. And I need to take it once in one sachet is for a week. So I need to buy 4 for a month. So they should please have mercy on us. This APC administration, they should please come to our aid and do the needful, because we can't continue like this. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. I trust God to hear you. I mean, that's
and that's why I've been telling young people, wherever I'm invited to talk on anything, eat healthy. And eat healthy. We have a lot of things around us that can keep us healthy. Most of these leaves around us, these things we look down as poor people's food, they are the best. Honestly speaking, plant these things, eat healthy. If you eat healthy, the chances are that you will even stay healthy. Because when you pile down, you expose yourself to some of these junks, we eat all over the place.
all right.
You can't get well.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we talk about herbal therapy, which is now on the rise, and the implication, the benefit, and of course, the disadvantage, as the case may be. Otherwise, people will always look for an alternative. But like they say now, that herbal therapy is not even cheap anymore. We take a break now. When we come back, we'll look at that and more after the break. Stay with us.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour.
I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data.
Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service.
One Data?
Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Wells Radio, 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Welcome back from the break. This is still 89.3 FM, Wells Radio, your preferred wholesome radio, and on your state number one family radio station. You're welcome back to the program. With you looking at this top story on the Punch newspaper today about the rising price in getting medication in Nigeria, even after the executive order from the president to, reduce the cost of drugs in Nigeria after abolishing tariffs such as excise duty, the VAT, the pharmaceutical machinery, and so many other things that can stand in the way. The cost of getting medication in Nigeria is still very, very much on the high side. 0916-893-1000 or 0915-333-4-893 or 0911-333-893. Once again, 0916-893-1000, 0915-333-4-893 or 0911-333-893. Chukwemeka, let's talk about herbal medicine. You see, adverts of herbal medicines all over the place, whether the packaged ones or the which other one can I call them now?
The unpackaged.
The unpackaged one, just the conventional ones. You can find a lady at the bus stop, and then you see men and women, all over the woman trying to get something. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning to you. Hello. Hello, good morning. All right, please do call us back. Do call us back. We cannot hear you. Do call us back. We cannot hear you. All right, Chukwemeka.
You see, this is because of this reckless policy that has given rise to some of these people coming in the name of herbal medicine dealers, coming up with all manner of concoctions. So I have been putting it in some of these spirits. This what do they call it? Sachet hot drinks,
which is ridiculous.
Very ridiculous.
Very, very ridiculous. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. What's the radio?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Salami from Awoto.
Oh, God bless you, my dear brother.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. You see, for me, why executive orders are not working is as a result of lack of follow-up from the presidency. Nigeria presidency, office of presidency is too busy. And that is where the handlers of Mr. President, the respected ministers, to follow up certain presidential orders, at least as it affects each ministry. Unfortunately, that is not happening. It's either they are busy pacifying the president to retain them, or they are busy fighting opposition, which is not supposed to be. Let it not surprise you, sir, that the money may have been released to the pharmaceutical industries. I'm taking it because I know, yes, I'm aware of it. I'm not aware that the money has been released, though, but I can tell you that the money may have been. But because of lack of follow-up, the manufacturers think they are Nigerians. So in the Nigerianism in all of us, they have kept the money. In fact, they have already added the money to part of their working capital. Let me tell you, there was something former President Jonathan did in 2012 when he wanted to make malaria drugs available. 2013. What he did was directly subsidizing, I want to mention him here, Quatem and I think Lunat, directly from some pharmaceutical companies in Nigeria. In fact, he was buying from them, and he mandated that on no account must these two drugs be sold above 50 naira. But typically, they still wangle their way. They were selling it for 200, 250. Anybody can fact check this, 2013. President Jonathan did that. And the malaria drugs were available. Ditto for some other chronic ailments too, that he personally intervened, he personally intervened in their something. This is not happening in this administration, and this is one of the reasons why we are seeing that most things are costly. The economy is not as bad as well as this, but then because there's nobody from the presidency to actually look into some critical areas and enforce certain things. We've been talking of a price control this one.
Yeah.
The president has been so lethargic about it. He's been feeling so concerned. That is just it. What President Jonathan did was able to arrest Diasco in that time. But this president, this administration too could have copied from it, but they're not. So that is just it. So until there's a follow-up in policy formulation, it will always continue to be the same. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Salami from Awoto. Thank you so much for calling us. Chukwemeka, the herbal therapy, very quickly.
Yeah, the herbal therapy is on the rise, and that is where Nigerians are getting, killing themselves on daily basis with some of the things they consume without knowing the quantity, the components of those things they are taking. And you don't blame those who are selling them, because they know that the government created as is a loophole, a market for them.
Something must fill it.
Something must fill it. And people can no longer afford some of these drugs. They now go the way of herbal medicine. Herbal medicine is even the best if taken in the right quantity. If you know exactly what you are taking. Because some of these drugs are from herbal medicine. They are all herbs. Only that they are now packaged in
and refined.
Yes, you understand. But they are all from herbs. There are some leaves that are good for headache. There are some leaves that are good for stomach problem. There are some leaves that can even bring down a high blood pressure. There are some leaves that will check too much sugar content in the body. But you can't just say these things on air. People that know them, they know them, and they know the right quantity to take. There are some things you take as tea, and they can help you to sleep well. They can help you to sleep. They can lower your blood pressure, and they can fight against cholesterol in the system. But people, but these things, the drugs manufactured are expensive. Those who know about the herbs can equally use any of these things. But the issue of going to under the bridge to take all these things, and I don't subscribe to that.
All right, let's move away from that story and go to the story on page 4 of The Guardian this morning. It's been on in Nigeria for a while now. The RMAFC under fire over upward review of politicians' remuneration. The Nigeria Labour Congress has come against the Revenue Mobilization Allocation and Fiscal Commission in its move to embark on a comprehensive upward review of the remuneration packages of political office holders across the country. The NLC described the move as insensitive, unjust, and stating that the Commission would only succeed in deepening the growth inequality between civil servants and political office holders in the country. The NLC President, Joe Ajaero, in a statement yesterday said the move would equally deepen poverty among the generality of Nigerians, the majority of whom have not been judged to be multi-dimensionally poor, but live in miserably poverty. The NLC demanded that the RMFC should put an hold on the exercise before it triggers a tsunami, stating that the current earning of all political stakeholders, office holders, should be made public. Let's talk about the proposed or say an upward review of the politicians' take home right now, which Joe Ajaero is reacting to. When you read the story ahead of it, I can imagine what crossed your mind, but tell us. How did you feel?
You see, Ayo, what we are experiencing right now is a repeated cycle of rot. We know that Nigerians are already abrogated. I keep saying it. When people don't matter again in a system, the government of the day can do whatever they want to do. We all know that these policies have created a lot of army of poor people. The devaluation of Naira, I keep saying it, that even the 70,000 Naira minimum wage cannot take workers to the bus stop. No talk of taking them home. And we know the cost of things in Nigeria. We know the cost of food. We know even house rent. Go and check how much landlords are putting for their house rents right now. And they check what people are earning. And the salaries remain the same. The things are skyrocketing. How do you want, at this point in time, you want to increase the salary of political office holders. And you are telling people, and you know that Nigerians are no longer talking of poverty. What they are talking of now is survival. You understand? And not to talk of the things politicians are taking home, apart from their salary, the things they are taking home are 1,000 times higher than the salary. We're not looking at the salary. You go home with they give you newspaper allowance, they give you security allowance, they give you wardrobe allowance, they give you traveling allowance, extra code, they give you all manner of allowances. At the end of the day, they are 2,000 times higher than the salary you are earning, and you now want to go and touch that salary. Now, where is you know why I'm not so much surprised over this thing? I keep telling people that the only set of people that can help this country are statesmen, and we don't have transformational leaders. These people that are say they are leaders are just there for the sake of their belly. They are just there to make money. They're not talking about the country. If they're talking about the country, why are you jetting outside Nigeria? Because of headache, because of ear problem, because of toothache. That's why we are talking of these drugs. If they're patronizing our medical facilities, do you think our medical facilities will remain the way they are? They will not. They are not. They are just here. Nigeria is just their market. We come here and buy and sell and go outside this country and spend the money and live large. Yet the people you say you are leading are living in abject poverty. So it is not surprising. This thing we are just even making noise. They are going to increase their salary, and nothing will happen because the citizens themselves are the problem of this country. Now we are talking of people going to collect their PVC. Look at what happened at during the by-election.
Yeah, by the North.
People were selling their votes. And you keep on complaining that the country is not working. And somebody will come and give you a sachet of alcoholic drinks to go and vote for him. And you vote for him. Which means that you don't even value your life. If you value your life, you go and vote. If you value your life, somebody giving you 2,000, 1,000 naira. Nobody even bought at 5,000. And this is what we are going to see come 2027. We're talking of people not being interested because all they are looking at is 2027. They are mopping up money for 2027 and nothing else. Nothing matters to them again. So this money they say they will increase. If we have transformational leaders, people who truly want to transform this country and reform it, will they be talking of salary increase at this point in time? They won't. It's very sensitive, highly insensitive to be talking of salary increase at this point in time in Nigeria, where Nigerians cannot buy a loaf of bread. You know how much it costs to buy a loaf of bread? Many people are not eating bread again. If you want to drink tea today, I was discussing with one woman on Saturday. He said, that to drink tea now, you be talking of 1,500 naira. That remember in those days, with 300 naira, you drink tea. Now, 1,500 naira. Just to ingredients, not bread, because bread is 1,800.
Just a chocolate or
just chocolate and sugar. I'm talking of 1,000. Bread is not there. And then you are talking of, and all the things you are, because of the perks of office, you are living large. You are not buying food. Somebody called us and said that he visited Abuja, and the senator was telling him that there's nothing they buy with their money. Everything is provided for them free, and yet you want to go and touch your salary again. I don't understand the kind of human beings we have in our country. Honestly speaking,
let's
when it
open
comes
the
to
lines
leadership.
for our listeners at home to share their own thoughts on this matter. NLC is saying they should stop this exercise, and whatever they currently take home at the moment, they should also make it public so Nigerians can know. 0916 893 1000 0915 3334 893 and 0911 333 893. Let's have your thought on these politicians' upward review of their remuneration and, of course, the NLC's reaction on this matter. Hello, good morning to you.
Good morning, West Radio.
Good morning, high ranking Tony from Oluyole.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, my name is Tony Egba from Oluyole. I don't have problem with them increasing the salary of political holders. The issue is that let them reduce their allowances, let them double their salary by 100%. President is having 1.5, that's just 3 million, no problem. Multiply that one by 12, that's just 36 million naira, no problem. Let them double the salaries of the minister, but let them withdraw their allowances. Let them cut them down completely. That is where the money is going. It's not the salary. Like Emeka is saying, If you pay me 2,000 naira and my allowances are 1 million every month, why must I complain? Let them review the allowances and double the salary. Good morning, West Radio.
Good morning to you, high-ranking Tony from Oluyole. Well, that's why it's not called salary here, remuneration. That's basically where, chunk of the money, like you said, how much is the president earning and how much is the total overhead of it. Hello, good morning to you.
We no go gree, we no go gree. Salary increment, we no go gree. We no gree, we no go gree for them. My name is Benjamin.
Good morning, Benjamin.
We don't allow them. How much is the civil servant earning? If you are level 7 civil servant, this is the lesson in the state. Go and check how much the person is earning. And then the person will earn for 30 years. And at the end of the day, the person that will pay that person, that's a government, will not be paying due cost. After that money, such a person is being paid, sorry, the assistant is being paid, it will be just the amount. And if you are legislating for just 4 months, for just 4 years, I'm telling you, you become a billionaire. I'm telling you. I think if you show those that the president is collecting 1.5 million as salary per month, I want to tell you, the president is going to spend 6 years. He won't touch his dime. He won't touch his cover from that salary he's spending per year. He won't touch any cover because the government is paying for everything. Talking about the food, the transportation, it's everything, it's everything. And don't forget that those people live mostly on remuneration. They live on remuneration, they collect allowances. That means if you hear what they are collecting, you be marveled. So the thing is, Nigeria's problem are our leaders. I'm telling you, our leaders, they are our problem. Because they are feeding fast the money that ought to be, that ought to afford board. So we Nigerians, don't forget the fact that the money they are spending belongs to Nigerians. But they are feeding fast, honestly, vulnerable. We are living at the mercy of God.
All right.
That's not to be. How do we expect the country? So move forward. Not until we have a selfless leader. And I want to make this appeal. Or let me say this according to my own view. If you want this country called Nigeria to move forward and not to become a one-state country, anybody that wants to become a political disputer, starting from the president, the senator, the rep, member, governor, or whatever, let their salary be based at less 200,000 naira. So even the president is collecting 400,000 or 500,000 naira with no allowance. I'm telling you.
All right. Thank you so much, Bengamiro, because of our time. All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bengamiro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bengamiro. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling us. That's a lot, and I can only imagine. At some point, Nigerians are supposed to tighten their belts.
But Ayo, let me even tell you something. Yeah. You see all these things we are blaming our leaders. It's not their fault.
Whose fault?
It's the fault of Nigerians.
How?
But I will tell you. Nigerians own this country. Go and check what happened in Zambia in 2003? Government they increased the price of bread. Zambians said they will not take it.
Let's take this call. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Your name and where you're calling us from?
My name is Adegbola.
Mr. Adegbola, good morning to you.
Our National Assembly and President's motion is that they take Nigeria as a production company and they look at themselves as a senior staff. They believe that production company they are there to do a business, and their senior staff to earn more salary or any benefit. But they are not working up to that. For us in Nigeria, they are not working up to that. They are not even try. talk less of trade, they try their best. Even if they are good to us as a citizen, if they make any move, we will not even be against them. But according to Apostle, what the Apostle said, is everything is true. They are not even what it. Nigeria are hungry.
All right,
And
thank
at
you.
the same time, they say they want to increase their salary.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's my contribution.
Thank you so much for your
Nigerians
thoughts.
can say no. We don't want this, and it will stand. But because Nigerians themselves are divided according to religious and tribal lines, so they can't come together, and they keep promoting that narrative so that these people will never agree. Go and check what happened at Tower of Babel. What did God do? He said, these people are speaking with one voice. Nigerians, are they speaking with one voice? No. If you raise up, because he's not your brother, that is the president, he's not from your religion. That is why the country is in a mess. If Nigeria, that's why I keep saying it that, okay.
Sorry, Chukwemeka. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. You're live. Good morning to you. All right, please do call us back.
You see, so if the people should have one voice, you think this thing will continue? It won't. Look at what Yaya Bello is telling a Kogi lawmaker. You must support everything. Governor Dodo is that democracy? Look at Yaya Bello. We know his antecedent. We know where currently as he's standing. Look, Ayo, I don't blame our leaders. If the people keep quiet, let the leaders continue to have their way. Because without the people, there's no leadership. Anybody who says leading people and nobody is following you, you are taking a walk in the park.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning to you. Hello. Oh, we lost that call. Okay. Another one jumped in. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. Your name and where you're calling us from? Wow, we lost our
if you say you're a leader and nobody is following you, you are not leading anything. It is the fault of Nigerians. I don't blame our leaders. The leaders are who are they leading? We are the people. If we say we can't increase their salary, and the people say no, you can't, it's because Nigerians are too docile. I can't understand. And we have a lot of manipulative image makers of the government. They will go to town and be telling people, look at the ethnocentrism they are promoting now all over the place. Those people, they are victims of ethnocentric. Are they not hungry people? They are hungry people. But because their brain has been manipulated, they believe that, if you speak against the government, because it's not from your tribe, it's not from your religion. But you are suffering. Are you not suffering? Poverty has no tribe. Sickness has no religion. If you are poor, you are poor, irrespective of your tribe, irrespective of whatever you worship. But this is the two instruments they use to divide Nigerians, and they get away with everything that they do. They think of. How can you be talking of increasing salary at this point in time in Nigeria? Look at the drugs. People cannot buy drugs. People that are sick, and you are not even bothered about it. Like Salami said, there's no follow up. They just stay there and say something. Being a president is not being a monarch. You must follow up.
All right, 0915-334-893. I believe the first line is probably not going through this morning. 0915-3334-893. 0915-3334-893. Please call that number in case you still want to reach out to us before we leave on the show. And our final story this morning, federal government shot 22 illegal tertiary institutions. The National Commission of Colleges of Education has uncovered and shut down 22 illegal colleges of education. The discovery was made during a crackdown on illegal colleges of education in the country. The development was revealed in the Commission's achievement scene by the news correspondent. The NCC identified 22 colleges of education operating across the country illegally. President Bola Tinubu had recently urged the NUC, the National Board of Technical Education, the National Colleges of Education to weed out illegal higher institution of learning in the country. Well, 22 illegal colleges of education.
Like we always say, when they give order, weed them out, they will still continue. Is it today we started hearing of 22 illegal tertiary institutions? We'll be hearing it. At the end of this noise, nothing will happen. Just like somebody called us, this NDLEA, when they arrest people that are selling drugs, and they take them to the office, tomorrow you see them back again selling drugs. Does it make any sense? Doesn't make sense. Unless we are sincere and we know exactly that we want to curb corruption, we can't stop Ayo. They can't. This thing we are talking now, these 22 tertiary institutions, they will still go back to business. It's just the usual noise. At the end of the day, they go back to square one. Everything will start all over again.
All right, Chukwemeka, I want you to comment on this because it's in the news this morning. Yoruba leaders push for Makinde Adeleke intervention in Alafi and Oni conflict.
Makinde and Adeleke cannot solve it. This problem is an ego problem. The two people involved is just ego problem. It's not about Makinde and Adeleke. And my fear is that the camps have been created. You understand? Camps have been created. Somebody was saying the other day that British recognized is it the British people that will come and tell Yoruba people who is the Yoruba people know their history? I'm not a Yoruba man, but Yoruba people know their history. So if you are struggling, if you are believing that it's the British that cannot hold water. British people don't. Can we go to England or Britain and tell them the king or this is above? No, the Yoruba people know their history, and it's unfortunate that they allow this thing to fester. Honestly speaking, it's very, very unfortunate. This is not the right time for them to come up with this kind of issue. There's a lot on the ground to call for their attention as elders, as monarchs, revered monarchs in Yoruba land. This is not where they should tango with. They should not. I'm so disappointed. This should not happen. Let them look at how to bring unity among Yorubas, not division. I'm bigger than you. You are bigger than... No. This is not the time to do that.
All right. That's all we can take this morning. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Chukwemeka. Thank you so much, Oyo State. Thank you for joining the show today. Perspectives Unlimited. Join our Yoruba team at by 8 o'clock. And of course, in a moment, AM Sport will be live. Let's make the best of today and be the best version of ourselves. Remember what I said earlier. It is only God who can help us. So let's look up to Him for help. Personal help, all kinds of help that we desire. Look up to God. He's always available. My name is Ayo. I'll see you next time. God bless you.
Please listen to this important